I always thought my dad was my hero. He was the kind of man everyone liked, funny, charming, protective. He could walk into a room and make everyone laugh. At least, that's what I used to think. When I was little, he'd take me to the park every Saturday. He'd push me on the swings, buy me ice cream, and say, "Always trust family first, kiddo." That line used to make me feel safe. Now, it makes my skin crawl. It started small. I'd wake up in the middle of the night and feel watched. You know that strange heavy feeling, like someone's standing right behind you. I'd look around my room, check my closet, even under my bed, nothing. I told myself it was stress, exams maybe, or too many late night horror videos. But then things started moving. Little things. My charger wouldn't be where I left it. My perfume bottles were turned the wrong way. My laptop unplugged, even though I'd left it charging. I told my little brother to stop messing with my stuff. He looked at me and said, "I don't even go in your room." I laughed it off, but inside, something felt off. One night, I was cleaning under my desk, trying to plug in a new lamp. My phone charger got stuck on something. I reached under, thinking it was dust or a cable. My fingers hit something cold, hard, plastic. I pulled it out. It was a small black cube, with a faint blue light blinking in the corner. At first, I thought it was a charger, but then I noticed a tiny lens in the middle. It was a camera, a hidden camera, pointed directly at my bed. I froze. I felt sick. My heart started racing so fast I could barely breathe. Who would do this? I checked behind my curtains, under my bed, everywhere. Nothing else. Just that one camera. My hands were shaking as I ran to my mom's room. She was brushing her hair when I burst in and said, "Someone's spying on me." She laughed at first until she saw the camera in my hand. Her face went pale instantly. She took it from me slowly and said, "Where did you find this?" "In my room," I whispered. "Behind my desk." She didn't say another word, just sat on her bed, staring at it. Then, quietly, she said, "Give it to me. Don't tell your father." That night, she didn't eat dinner. She didn't even look at him. Dad kept asking, "What's wrong?" She just said, "Nothing." But I knew something was wrong. Really wrong. Around 2 in the morning, I woke up to shouting downstairs. I crept down the hallway and stopped halfway when I heard my mom's voice. "How could you do this to her?" She cried. My blood ran cold. I peeked around the corner. She was standing there, crying, holding the camera. And my dad, he was just standing still, arms crossed, saying, "It's not what you think." Mom shouted, "She's 17, for God's sake." He raised his voice. "I was protecting her." "Protecting me? From what? From what?" Mom was shaking so hard she dropped the camera. He bent down to pick it up, but she slapped his hand away. "I'm calling the police," she said. And he just walked out the door. No yelling, no goodbye, just silence. He didn't come home that night, or the next one. Mom said he needed space. But I saw her crying in the kitchen every morning. And every time the phone rang, she'd jump like she'd been shocked. After a week, my Uncle Dad's brother came by. He sat me down and said, "Your dad made mistakes. Don't believe everything your Mom says." He looked nervous, like he was hiding something too. I didn't trust him. A few days later, I found another black cube in Dad's old desk drawer, still in the box, brand new, and under it a small memory card. I took it, locked my door, plugged it into my laptop. It had video files, hundreds of them, all labeled by date, all from my room. I couldn't breathe. I clicked one. It showed me sleeping for hours, every night. Some videos were from months ago, some from last week. I screamed so loud my Mom came running in. She saw what was on the screen and fell to her knees. I'd never seen her break like that before. She told me everything. Dad had installed the first camera 2 years ago. He said it was for security, because of the weird messages I'd been getting online. She believed him until she found one in my bathroom. She confronted him. He said he just needed to make sure I was safe, but she knew that was a lie. That was the night she packed a bag and almost left him. But he begged her to stay, said it would never happen again. It did. After the confrontation, Mom filed a police report. They took the footage. They said they'd find him. They never did. For months, every time I walked past a window, I felt like someone was watching. Sometimes my phone would light up with a text from an unknown number. "Still watching? Pretty dressed today." Or just a photo of my window. The police traced nothing. Every message came from a different fake account. I stopped using social media. I stopped leaving my room. Even when we moved to another city, I couldn't sleep, because in my head, I still saw that little blue light blinking in the dark. 3 months later, we moved again. New school, new house, new locks on every door. Mom got me therapy. I started talking less, laughing less. Every time a man looked at me too long, I froze. One night, I was helping MOM unpack boxes. I lifted one marked Christmas lights. It was heavy, too heavy. I opened it. Inside were cords, batteries, and another black cube. My hands went cold. I shouted, MOM. She rushed over. I showed her the camera. She swore she hadn't seen it before. I didn't believe her. That's when I realized trust doesn't come back easily. Once someone destroys it, it's gone. A year passed. No messages, no sightings, no dad. Then, one day, I was walking home from school, and I saw him. He was standing across the street, grey hoodie, sunglasses, just staring. I froze. Cars were passing between us, but he didn't move, didn't blink, didn't wave, just watched. When I blinked again, he was gone. That night, MOM called the police again. They searched the neighborhood. Nothing. I started sleeping with my lights on. I couldn't close my eyes without seeing his face in the shadows. Now, 3 years later, I'm 20. I live in another state. MOM remarried. We don't talk about him, ever. But every now and then, I'll get an email from an unknown sender. No text, just an attachment. When I open it, it's a video of me sleeping. The timestamp says 2 days ago. I moved again after that. Different city, different name online, different everything. But some nights, when the wind hits my window just right, I still see that faint blue light. And I wonder, is it just my imagination? Or is he still watching? They say monsters aren't real, but they are. They look like fathers. They laugh at your jokes. They tell you they love you, and then they watch you. When you think you're safe, if you think you know your family, you don't. Sometimes the scariest thing about secrets is realizing they're staring right back at you.